Hello, everyone. My name is William. Um, I'll be going under the name of Life Guidance and Strength and/or Underground Boot Camp online. Um, Hope to take both of those names. It's just a formal idea. However, I just want to talk a little about talk today a little about myself. I want to talk about the channel and where we like to move forward with things. And anyways, yeah. So again, my name's Wood. I'm 20 years old. Graduated high school year of 2020. I've been in the self-growth sphere for since I was 16. So since I was 16, I started to really kick in overdrive, and I started asking myself these questions. What is this life? What have we been given? How can we make the most of it? I really got into philosophy in my early days when I was 16. I started reading Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius. I started to research online different self-growth mechanisms such as cold showers, exercise, weightlifting, healthy eating. The list goes on and on. If you have been in the sphere of self-growth for some time and you are looking for something more, something that completes your self-growth, let's say movement, your self-growth period, your self-growth mindset. How do you put everything together? How do you put everything together so that life works out, regardless if you don't meet your goals, if you don't meet your expectations, if you are, say for example, tragedy strikes, which it has been. Tragedy has been striking very often lately. I mean, we've had the pandemic. There's wars, and life is speeding up at a compound. It's like that curve that goes up like that compound interest curve. It's a tragedy, and everything else is going up. Even love and happiness is going up at that curve. It's just you have to establish your point on that curve with your own consciousness. Once you establish your own self on that point, that curve, once you establish that, you just keep on going up with it. You just keep going up with it. You have to follow that. If you want to complete your self-growth, you have to establish self-destruction. And this is talked a lot about in Fight Club. There's other, it's almost like it's almost like an archetype, the masochist or the sadistic, But self-destruction is a very useful tool in today's world. I just want to state the fact that almost all suicides in the United States are men. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. The statistics might have changed since I've last checked, but the last time I've seen, it was 8 out of 10 people, 8 out of 10 suicides are male. And so, we have to question ourselves, why are we killing ourselves? Why are we killing ourselves? Come on, like, my old buddy from high school, Austin Ramsey, he committed suicide, last year, and nobody knew. Nobody really knew, that he was going to do it. But why? Why did he kill himself? It might have been over a woman. This is what we know, that it was over a woman, but, well, what's going on in here? What's going on in the body that told him to kill himself? What didn't tell him to say, hey, I have these problems. I have these true emotions within me that speak to me in some type of way and tell me to kill myself. Why? Why do I feel that way? Why do I feel that way? Why can't I feel almost a rush of life rather than a rush of death, you know? And that's one of the greatest tools you can establish in your life right now, is just by saying, hey, you know, I have this rush of something. What is it? Is it death or is it life? Because if it's death, then I'm going to look at the world as a portrait of pure tragedy, portrait of pure war, pure hatred, resentment. You're going to look at the portrait of life as completely bleak. There's no color to it. There's no stroke of the brush. There's no nothing. It's black. You know, it's like there's nothing. But when you start to establish the consciousness within yourself to realize that the world is a portrait. It's an unpainted portrait. And for you as a human being, you have to paint the portrait yourself. No one else will paint the portrait for you. And if they do, if you give someone the handle to the handle to excuse me, I thought the microphone was in. Excuse me. Yeah. If you give people the handle to influence your life, to take charge of your own life, to paint the portrait of your own life, how will you ever see the darkness? How will you ever see the portrait that is unpainted by your own being? You know? That's a difficult thing for men to see. We don't have the same influence as we did in the earlier days, you know? We're separated from each other. We are all separated from each other. We don't have each other's backs anymore. What we do have now is just silence. Like, why are we all silent to each other about our problems? You know, it's true. It's true. We can't be silent about our problems anymore. We have to address our problems. We have to address them and then objectify. Once you objectify your problems, that's where real change begins to come. Because you're not using this anymore. You're using all of this. You're using your whole being. You see the world as a portrait, and this is you. You're just like painting and shit, you know? That's what you gotta do. So you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. I want to tell you a very trick you can start using now. You could use, you know, there's all types of different resources, whether it be improving your physical health, improving your mental health, improving your emotional health. However, the easiest, I think, place to start is by journaling. You know? It's not necessarily about writing down the perfect sentence. You know, no writer sits down and expects to write a perfect paragraph every single time. However, they don't expect to not produce. When you sit down, you want to produce. You want to create. You want to curate. You want to first, let's say, hey, I'm feeling, let's say I'm lost. I'm 25-year-old, I'm smoking dope, I live in a house, blah, blah, blah. This is what you write down. Ask for help when help is not around. So, this is if the help you need is not present, here it is. I intend to offer as much help to anyone who needs a support structure, a real system that can influence your life day by day, night by night, year by year. We all go through difficulties, and we all go through our own traumas. But now more than ever, we need to crack down on ourselves. We have to tune out the bullshit and lock into our own lives. We have to lock in. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. I could keep on saying all these words. I could keep on saying all these words. But someone told me the other day that love is never a word. Love is not a word. Love has to be shown. It has to be in movement. Love has to be in movement. Once you develop more love within yourself, you can start spreading that around you, And like, you don't have to use the word love. You don't have to use any type of word. You don't have to use, you don't have to make it sound like girly. You don't have to make it sound, let's say girly is not a word. I apologize to if anyone found out about that. But it doesn't have to be, you don't have to make it out like it's like selfish. You don't have to make it out like it's kid stuff. Because it's not. You're taking care of yourself. It's not kid stuff anymore. We're adults, and we have to understand that we ultimately influence the world around us, people, our family, ourselves. We influence everything. This is consciousness. We have to take control. So, I'm just gonna sign off with this. Is that we are here to help. We are here to help instruct people how to grow. We are here to help instruct the youth how to progress in their life, financially, emotionally, relationships. We don't want to sit on the couch and feel hopeless all the time. We want to feel alive, Like we want to feel alive. Anyways, I'm gonna leave. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, that's good.